Paul Stamets, the psychonaut mycologist and personal hero of mine, was on the Joe Rogan Experience recently talking about mushrooms, of course, and a surprising thing he talked about was a chemical that's found in some psilocybin mushrooms called Baeocystin, and Baeocystin doesn't produce hallucinations. And this is key to understanding something that we ran on the Sociable just 2 months ago, and it's about a DARPA research program. And this research program, called Focused Pharma, wants the benefits of psychedelics, but just without the hallucinations. So, what Focused Pharma is aimed at is treating soldiers with PTSD, depression, anxiety, and drug addiction. And it wants to revolutionize mental health care. The problem that they find is that a lot of the research coming out now on treating these illnesses are that the treatments, psilocybin, DMT, or MDMA, LSD, they can produce hallucinations. And for a military environment, I don't think they want their soldiers tripping, having full-blown hallucinations. So what they want to do is come up with new drugs that don't do the hallucinations but give the same benefits of psychedelics. So let's take a look at what Paul Stamets said when he was on Joe Rogan. This is talking about Baeocystin. And Paul is maybe one of the few, if the only person, to ever just take Baeocystin on its own. And here he shares his experience.
And so I did 10 milligrams of Baeocystin. She measured my heartbeat, blood pressure, all those metrics. My eyes did dilate. She said that was good. So she had a drug-like effect. And then she checked in with me every 10, 15 minutes. 20 minutes, you usually have liftoff. 1 hour, you're full-blown into it. And she checked with me, and she asked, and I didn't get high. I'm not at all. She goes, how do you feel? And I said, I feel great. I have no anxiety. Everything with this trip is going to be fine. So here we found an analog of psilocybin that does not get you high, that's legal, that reduced anxiety. I think this is the tip of the proverbial iceberg, because all the clinical studies are approved right now for pure psilocybin. What about the analogs? They activate other receptor sites, in your field, in your neurological field. And that's why I think this is why looking at the natural form of these mushrooms, standardized to a psilocybin, a certain concentration, versus the pure molecule, I think that is the way of the future, because pure psilocybin is up to $6,000-$7,000 a gram. And you can translate that into growing psilocybin mushrooms for $2 a gram. Now, there are people out there listening saying, well, the price is coming down. Indeed, it is. It's down maybe to $1,000 to $500 a gram. But how many people in the urban, lower income, impoverished population suffering from PTSD who can't afford to go to Johns Hopkins to spend tens of thousands of dollars to have a clinical treatment? I think this democratizes the use of psilocybin and microdosing that could be a benefit across our society. And then
So there you have it. So Paul Stamets talking about the benefits of an analog of psilocybin mushrooms called Baeocystin, which doesn't cause hallucinations, but does reduce anxiety. And who knows what other kind of benefits it could bring. So what Paul Stamets wants to do is he wants to democratize it for the betterment of society. DARPA, being DARPA, of course, wants to use it for military use. But the thing is, why I love covering DARPA is not just to give them publicity, but a lot of the things that they come up with later become commercially available. So this is something that they're looking to revolutionize mental health care with. Baeocystin may be in one of those compounds that they could look to. So if I were someone at DARPA who was leading up this research program, that's probably one of the first places I'd look. But I'd also really encourage them to check out what Paul Stamets has to say if they haven't already. So if there's any more on this, if I come across anything more, keep you posted and updated. My name is Tim Hinchliff, and I'm the editor of The Sociable, and we dissect technology's relation with society. Take care.